Hello, I'm Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, you're ready for a retirement community, but your spouse needs more care. We'll level with you about levels of care. Then, you're incapacitated, but your offspring can't find your insurance. We'll prescribe ways to share this important information. Is there a pension that perhaps you've put out of your mind? We'll investigate how to uncover that income. Plus, we'll drill down to see if the option of dental implants has taken root. And you'll need to know this important legal tip.
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. You were determined to downsize, so you made the move to a beautiful retirement community. And now you're happy in your new home. But will that be the last move you have to make, or will you need to box up your belongings again if you or your spouse needs increased care? David Schell and Kay Curry from Breckenridge Village Retirement Community in Willoughby are here to unpack important advice. David's the executive director at Breckenridge, and Kay's a resident there. Thank you both for joining us today.
It's great to be with you.
David, let's start with you. You know, ideally, people move into your community when they're independent, but sometimes things change.
Absolutely, and I think trying to gaze into the crystal ball that the retirement years are absolutely wonderful years, but every once in a while there's a twist and turn that occurs, and we're there to support the resident when that happens.
So, Kay, what prompted you to move into Breckenridge, move to a continuing care community?
Well, we were getting quite a bit older, and we really were struggling trying to keep up with everything at home, the yard, the home, maintenance, and so on. And my husband had begun to have memory difficulties.
And that was while you were still home?
That's while we were still home.
Okay.
And I realized that we needed a plan so that we could take care of Bill's ongoing problem, because we knew that he was going to decline.
So was that the point you moved into Breckenridge?
It was. We moved in about 2.5 years ago.
At that point, did you move together into independent living?
We did.
And how long were you together in independent?
About 9 months.
Okay, and then what happened?
Bill had a stroke, and
sorry.
that changed our lives. And he started a series of hospitalizations and periods of rehab, and it finally came to the point where we realized that he could not live with me in the apartment.
So did he then move within the community to another facility?
He did. We have a Fairmount Health Care Center, which is absolutely fabulous.
And that is a nursing home?
It is. Well, it is a health care facility. It has rehab as well as nursing, skilled nursing. And
is that close enough for you to walk to and get to every day?
I can walk there very easily.
How often do you see your husband?
I go every day. I try
great.
pretty much to see him.
And are you still living independently in the apartment?
I am, yes.
And that's working out okay?
Working very well. I was telling David earlier, I kind of live in two lives. Right. But the transition is very easy there because of the support systems and the transportation that's available to me.
And David, Kay's story is not unusual, is it?
Not at all, Armin. And I think one of the things that if a couple moves in and everything goes extremely well, you hit the lottery. But on occasion, our crystal ball is a little murky, and the support system was there for Kay and Bill, and that's what it's all about.
And you have a lot of people that move in independent and live out their lives independent.
Absolutely.
They don't all need additional care.
Absolutely.
Was it the right decision for you now looking back?
Oh, absolutely.
When you made the move into independent?
Oh, absolutely.
It turned out well.
Oh, absolutely. I love it.
And
I recommend it.
And you're still able to live your life pretty fully?
Pretty fully, yes.
Do you have a car? Let me ask that. Do you keep a car?
I gave it up last year.
You use transportation from the facility to get around?
They take me just about everywhere I need to go.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Well, thank you both for coming in. It's really, I'm sorry to hear about your husband, but it's nice to hear that your life has continued on a pretty even keel.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thanks, Armin.
Are you ready to make your move? Follow David's and Kay's advice and make sure the move makes sense, not only for now, but for later too. To learn more, use the information coming up next.
To find out more, call Breckenridge Village at 440-954-8359 or visit their website, www.breckenridgeohio.org. Next, a healthy dose of vital information. But first, it may be stating the obvious, but state nicknames were united in revealing a certain uniqueness about their home sweet homeland. For example, Ohio is the Buckeye State. However, out west, one state sparkles with the title of the Gem State. Can you name this jewel of a jurisdiction? We'll cut to the answer when we return.
They haven't been inducted to a Hall of Fame. They don't get stopped for autographs or photos. They don't have entourages or shoe deals. But they still deserve our applause and admiration because they are fighters, believers, heroes. We are the Metro Health System. We are the proud sponsor of the comeback.
Though we think of potatoes as this state's bread and butter, Idaho is identified as the Gem State for its abundance of natural resources. These rich resources include gems in them there hills, with mountains featuring jasper, opal, topaz, and the state gem, star garnets.
The facts of life, your parents probably explained them to you years ago, but now there are a few new facts of life that your parents need to tell you about. And they may be as wary about that conversation today as they were way back when. Trish DeCenzi's here to help you both break through the ice. Trish is Vice President and Assistant General Counsel at Medical Mutual of Ohio. Thanks for joining us, Trish.
Thanks for having me.
So what is the talk about this time at this stage of life?
Now you need to talk to your parents about their health status. You need to be familiar with your parents' health conditions, their medications, so that if a crisis happens, you're both ready to deal with it.
It's good advice. It's not so easy to talk about, though, with parents, is it?
It isn't. Our parents didn't grow up in this age of social media where everybody shares everything. They don't...
Everything.
Everything. You know, they don't feel comfortable talking about it, and they're concerned about being a burden on their children. They want to maintain their independence.
So let's talk about what kinds of questions should we, as children, as adult children, be asking our parents to understand their health issues?
You want to sit down and you want to just casually talk to your parents about, you know, what kinds of health conditions do you have? And are you taking medications? Do you have any new medications? Are you comfortable with your doctor? Is he spending enough time with you? You want to make sure that your children know who your doctor is. Are you having any side effects from your medications? Do you remember to take them? Sometimes it's as easy as giving your parents one of those little pill boxes with the days of the week on it so they can remember to take their medication.
Very good.
Do you have any problems paying for your medication? Sometimes if parents have trouble paying for medication, they adjust the dosage. They take it at the wrong time, or they take it every other day instead of every day. And then what's your plan if there's an emergency?
And because things can go wrong with all these things, the parents may not be taking their medications right. They may be worried about things. They may not want to talk about it, so it makes the discussion all the more important that you push them a little bit to get this information.
Right,
all right,
exactly.
Let's switch to the questions that we as adult children should be asking our parents about their health insurance status, because that can be huge.
It's really important, and fortunately, most senior citizens are eligible for Medicare. And Medicare is pretty simple. Physicians are used to dealing with it. They'll submit the claims directly. There's really no issues. But what people don't understand about Medicare is that there is cost sharing with Medicare. There are deductibles and there are co-insurance. So it's important that your parent have a Medicare supplement policy. And that covers things that Medicare does not pay.
Okay.
You also want to see if they have long-term care insurance. Now, if they're already older...
That's different than standard health insurance.
Right.
Okay.
Medicare doesn't cover skilled nursing facilities, generally speaking. And so if your parent has long-term care insurance, then that will pay for nursing home care and skilled nursing care. You want to find out if they have a life insurance policy.
Okay.
You want to find out if they're having trouble paying their premiums. Do they need help with any kinds of forms that might be needed for those policies? Is there anything not covered? And do you have any questions about your insurance, about Medicaid, Medicare?
Can you give us some general advice as to how we go about setting up this conversation? Because it is hard to have, and parents don't like to always talk about these things with their children, their adult children.
You don't want to ambush your parents. You don't want to gang up on them and maybe have, all your siblings there. You may want to talk amongst yourselves and say, okay, which of us is most comfortable having this conversation, and who do you think mom or dad would be comfortable talking to about this?
Because sometimes one child might be better than a different one to have that conversation.
Right.
Very good. Well, we could talk all day on these issues. It's so important because, if the adult children don't know the answer to these questions and something goes wrong, it just makes it very difficult. And, we care about our parents.
It does. You don't want to wait to have this conversation when there's a crisis.
Thank you so much. Very much appreciate your information.
Thank you.
The fact is, your parents' lives could depend on you knowing all the facts about their health and their health insurance. Follow Tricia's advice and have a healthy conversation with them. For more help, use the information that's coming up next.
Learn more about Medical Mutual of Ohio by visiting their website, www.medmutual.com. Next, pensions lost and found. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Did you know Geauga means raccoon for Native Americans? And Geauga County is celebrating that connection with the Raccoon County Music Festival. Enjoy music styles from polka to blues to country and bluegrass. Saturday, August 17th at Century Village at the Geauga Historical Society. To strum up more details, call 440-834-1492 or visit www.centuryvillagemuseum.org.
Have you ever changed jobs during your work years? For most people, the answer is yes, and that answer can lead to another very important question. Did you remember to take your retirement benefits with you when you left the job? If you have a pension pending at a previous employer, Mark Niederhelman has advice on how to add it to your total retirement income and not lose it. Mark's a financial advisor with the Lineweaver Financial Group. Thanks for joining us today, Mark.
Armin, my pleasure.
So is there really a problem if we left our benefits, our retirement benefits, at a prior employer? Can't we just go back to the old company and get them?
Well, the answer is yes. That's the simple answer. It's a little more complicated than that. In our mobile global society, finding that company and finding that pension plan might be a little bit more difficult. In today's world, companies move, they shut down, they merge with other companies, they consolidate with other companies, they go bankrupt, or they simply close their doors and disappear. So
even if the company has moved or closed, that money in the pension plan is still ours. How do we go about finding it if the company's not around?
Well, you have to keep in mind what you're looking for is you're not really looking for the company, but you're looking for the pension plan itself. And there are a lot of different things that could have happened to the pension plan. For example, the company might have moved, the plan is still in place, all you got to do is find it. The company might have merged with somebody else, and new owners are honoring the obligations of the pension, pretty easy to find it. A company might have ceased their pension. That pension might have been taken over by an annuity. The pension benefits are being paid out by an annuity. Or the pension might have been taken over with the help of the company by some kind of a financial service company. Now, if the pension plan ran into financial troubles themselves, they might have been taken over by a quasi-government organization called the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation, or the PBGC. Right. So the PBGC might have benefits for somebody that had money in a pension, and that pension has failed.
So it's possible that our pension's still out there, even if the company is no longer there. The question then is, how do we find who has our pension?
It could be as simple as finding the old company, or it could be as difficult as putting together a chain of events of mergers and consolidations. Keep in mind, the Social Security Administration keeps track of some of these pensions. So oftentimes when you apply for Social Security, you're going to get a notice that there was a private pension that was available for you. It's kind of like finding that $20 bill in your blue jeans, but oftentimes it's a little bit more than $20 and it recurs every month thereafter.
Right. So the Social Security Administration may actually send you a notice that there's a pension out there, don't forget about it.
Correct.
Now, if we don't get this notice, or if the notice doesn't give us all the information we need, then what? Where do we go from there?
Quite a few different sources that you can tap into, Armin. I would say one of the first places to look is at the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation. You can go to the PBGC's website and find information about pension plans and about benefits for lost workers.
Okay.
So they've got a search engine there. You can find out about the pension plan. You can find out if there is money that's left in a pension plan in your name.
All right.
Quite simple. But with companies changing as much as they do, the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation does not have the ability to link an old company to a new company's name. That might come in the future, but it's not available right now.
So where do we go for more information?
A fantastic source is the internet. So you might want to put your former company's name in a search engine and then follow that up with the name of the pension. So XYZ company pension, see what you can find out there.
And then you can
Pension
on your list, you got call a coworker, call a former worker, or call the union. Maybe they can help you as well.
Correct.
Well, Mark, thank you. Great information. Appreciate it. Very important and timely.
Glad we could be here.
When it comes to retirement, every penny, every pension penny counts. Follow Mark's advice for tracking down the income that you're entitled to, and for more help, for also a free handout with this information, give Mark a call. His number's up next.
For more information, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or log on to www.lineweaver.net. Next, dental implants come of age. It's time to get up and go, an exercise minute on golden opportunities.
Hello, I'm Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and today we're here to show you how to do a basic towel stretch. This stretch is going to stretch your triceps and even help warm up your shoulders, okay? This is a great stretch to do before or after physical activity. You ready to show them how it's done?
I am ready.
Let's do it. We're going to start by holding the towel in the right fist at the end. We're simply going to swing that towel around our back here, and we're going to grab with the other side and just give a nice gentle tug. You don't want to pull too hard. Just go with what your body will let you do. Make sure you keep your head up and straight. Excellent. Let's go ahead and try the other side now. Switch. Hold the end of the towel with the left hand, swing it around, grab with the right, and give a gentle little tug. Excellent. How you feeling?
This is easy.
I see you're getting warmed up over there. Good job, buddy. Hold for a 5 to 10 count 2 to 3 times. And now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, please send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 23240 Chagrin Boulevard, Suite 450, Beechwood, Ohio, 44122.
Has your smile gone missing because of a missing tooth or two? Well, we found an answer that fills in the gap. Dr. Rashad Sheikh is here with a mouthful of information. Dr. Sheikh specializes in oral and maxillofacial surgery at Metro Health. Thanks for joining us, Doctor.
Thanks for having me.
So what are we talking about today? What's the option?
We're talking about dental implants, which are really the only option on the market that replaces the root of the tooth as opposed to just the crown that many options will replace.
What is an implant?
It's essentially a titanium screw that's placed into the bone of the upper or lower jaw, respectively, onto which then a prosthesis is placed.
So you put in a screw and then you put a tooth-looking thing over it?
Correct.
Is that the way it works?
Correct. So this model would show the teeth adjacent with what a root would look like, and in the middle you can see what an implant would look like, and then a cap would go on top of it that would replace that tooth.
Does the tooth on top, how does it stick to the screw?
It can
Is
either be
glued
screwed on, or it could be adhesive.
Is it strong enough to hold?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and is this done in a single visit or in multiple visits over time? How long does it
Generally speaking, it's done over multiple visits. You'd go in, you'd have your tooth extracted by your surgeon. They allow things to heal for 3 to 5 months. Come back, put the implant into the bone, bury that under the gums, allow that to heal for another 3 to 5 months, and then return to have the cap put on top.
So the screw insertion into the bone, is that surgery?
That would be considered surgery, correct.
Does the bone then attach to the screw somehow?
So the reason why we bury it under the gums is so in that 3 to 5 month period, the bone actually grows into the threads of the implants.
And the picture we're showing now is a picture of what?
That would show the implants in the bone adjacent to 2 natural teeth with the cap being put on top of it.
How does it feel when it's in your mouth?
It feels completely natural.
It doesn't. You don't feel that there's a screw in there?
No, absolutely not.
When you go through a metal detector, will that show up?
No,
No?
absolutely not. No.
So it's the same as, it looks the same, feels the same as having a tooth?
Absolutely.
Great. Well, this is very interesting information, Doctor. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No problem.
If we've planted the idea of dental implants as an option for you and you want to harvest more information, use the number that's coming up next. My thanks to Dr. Sheikh for planting himself on our set today.
Find out more by calling Metro Health at 216-778-7800 or visit www.metrohealth.org. Want more Metro Health medical information? Be sure to tune in to WTAM 1100 Radio each Saturday morning at 7 for Metro Health and You, hosted by Dr. Christine Alexander. Next, an important tip for you.
Welcome to Breckenridge Village, a continuing care retirement community conveniently located in historic Willoughby, Ohio. Whether it's a luxury apartment, a spacious ranch home, or newly built brownstones, it's all here with the added security of knowing more care is available when you need it. Breckenridge Village offers an exciting and upbeat lifestyle, and the food is fabulous, and our staff makes you their #1 priority. Learn more about Breckenridge Village and come see our new Veal Wellness and Aquatic Center.
Did you miss a phone number or website? Here's your second chance because we're going to list all that information again. Then we'll be back to tell you why you should be sure to certify what's put on a death certificate. After a person dies, the doctor is required to put the cause of death on the death certificate. No big deal, right? Wrong. You might be surprised to learn that in many, many cases, the cause of death is stated incorrectly. That error can create serious problems and costs for the living. Here to explain is my certified living law partner, Mike Solomon. Thanks for joining us, Mike. So why is the cause of death on the death certificate so important?
Well, there could be many reasons. Let me give you 3, for example. Number 1, the cause of death can help family members later on know if there was a genetic cause for the death. That way they could take some steps to protect themselves. Number 2, it helps the community at large know if there are any diseases in the public that might be of significance. And more importantly, maybe even collecting life insurance. It could impact your ability to collect life insurance.
How does life insurance benefits get affected by what's on the death certificate?
Well, for example, let's say it was a result of murder or suicide. That could impact the ability to collect life insurance. The other reason, if the life insurance company, and they will do this, look at the death certificate, and it looks like the cause of death was something that might have been misrepresented on the life insurance application, that's going to impact the ability to get the life insurance death benefit also.
So they might hold up your payment.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So the incorrect cause of death statement on the death certificate, that doesn't happen that often, does it?
Actually, you're wrong on that, Armin. There's studies that show maybe up to a third of death certificates have the wrong cause of death on them.
A third, wow. Why so many? Why does this happen?
The doctors may be busy, or the doctor may not be familiar with the deceased and not know their history, and so they fill out the forms not correctly, or the disease may not have a proper code that they have to code these diseases in, or they just made a mistake. They typed in the wrong code number and it showed the wrong cause of death.
Is there anything we can do to avoid the problem, to deal with it?
Well, number one, look at the death certificate. Make sure it's correct. And then if there's a problem, first call the doctor, because maybe they can do it informally, correct it. If not, then you're going to have to call the coroner's office, and hopefully they'll be able to correct it. And if that doesn't work, and it's important to know, then you're going to have to take some legal action and get it legally changed.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, that's
potentially.
Right.
But it's worth it. You can't have that mistake.
That's right. That's right.
Mike, thank you. Very good information. Most people never give much thought to how the cause of death is described on the death certificate, but you should. A mistake could come back to haunt the living.
Call Budish, Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.budishandsolomon.com.
Thanks for joining us today. On next week's show, we're going to give you insight into the eye issue of macular degeneration. Feeling forgetful? We'll summarize the signs of Alzheimer's and let you know when to worry. We'll uncover important end-of-life information that's just a click away. And we'll reveal the secrets to a stunning smile. Until next week, though, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
Would you like to join our kitchen conversation? All you have to do is call toll-free 1-877-765-1543 and leave us your question, name, and phone number. Or log on to www.golden.tv for all the latest information and show updates.